Hello and welcome back to another episode of ReBooking to Master presented by me, Juggin. For all you new listeners, I'm just a 22-year-old master student just trying to spread some knowledge out to the rest of the world based on books that I've read. The current book I'm analyzing is called Stillness is the Key, a book by Ryan Holiday based on the ideologies of Stoicism, which is based on the four virtues of courage, temperance, wisdom, and justice. So, the current part of the section I'm on is part one, which is the mind. And so the part I'm going to investigate is limiting your inputs. So around us, constantly, there is an input or inflow of information. There is always stimuli being sent to us through our phones. There are always things that come for us, to us, may it be through social platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Snapchat, or may it be through messages people send us, emails we get, notifications in general, all channeled through something a lot of us have and something you're probably listening to this on, which is your phone. So the thing with these inputs is that there's way too much coming at us. And so with all of this information, all of this stimuli, all of this inflow, we have a task. We have to filter the inconsequential from the essential. We have to filter what does not matter from what really does matter. Because if you really wish to improve, you're going to have to disconnect a little bit from the reality, the globalized reality that we live in. The one where news must be known the moment it's present or it shows up on a notification, or that if someone texts you, you're required to send them back a message relatively quickly. If we really wish to improve in life, we have to be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. And there is no better example of this than in the news cycle. So there's constant breaking news. Like just open any news source, regardless of political affiliation, and you will find that there is a breaking news thing. Something is happening. Something is occurring around us that is not good. It is not to deny, belie, or denigrate what is actually happening, but it's rather the effect it has on us that is important to understand. The important stuff in life, may it be the email that you're expecting, may it be the text message you're gonna hear, or may it be the notification and some other thing, some other news that you hear about. If it's important, if something really is important to you, it is still gonna be important by the time you get to it. And all the unimportant materials would have just disappeared from your entire life at that point. We think that even me personally has fallen into this thing. We think that we are trying to stay up to date on every single news that is happening. We want to know what's happening in everyone else's lives, and we want to know why news occurs the way it does, and what happens, and all of this stuff, all of this inflow information. We find ourselves almost bound to the idea that we have to hold ourselves to this ideology that we have to stay in contact. And that is nothing more than just ego, whether we like it or not. Like we can justify it to ourselves, and I have justified it to myself in different ways myself. But with a longer view, with a view that extends far beyond the very short term, what is something that we truly could dedicate our lives to? Is it scrolling across that next reel and getting that temporary dopamine that makes us feel good for a second? Or is it really something like a book, something like another source of media that is informative and makes us think beyond the mindless chatter that is our short attention span through TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube Shorts, and all that? If you categorize your inputs or what you let inside based on what's important, what actually is important, not what seems as important, you'll find yourself more willing and almost yearning to detach from the world around you. When you realize or you become aware to the fact that you don't need to stay in touch with reality around you, and it's perfectly fine if you don't, that changes the way you view what reality has to offer. And instead shows that you can disconnect. You can turn off your phone for a few hours. You can put it away somewhere. And when you open it back, sure, you would have missed that one or two notifications you could have responded to in a few minutes. But did you really miss out on it? Did it really make a difference if you responded right now or not? Just some things to consider with your inputs. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you'd like to hear more content, or if you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I'm on TikTok and Instagram at ReBooking to Mastery. And feel free to follow me on any platform you were listening to this podcast on. And I hope to see you guys next time.